Hey, what's going on, team? Good morning. Good morning. Happy day after Super Bowl day. Happy Monday. It is about to be 9 a.m., February 3rd, 2020. Welcome aboard to our morning note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. We do this every day before the market opens, about 30 minutes before the market opens. And we're here to talk stocks and answer your questions. So let's rock and roll. Make sure if you haven't subscribed yet to our YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Great things to come. Make sure to hit that sub button. Make sure to like, comment, show us some hearts, some love, whatever you can do. We really appreciate it. Remember, this is free content for you guys. It's all for you. We love you guys. All right, so before I even get started, I already got questions in. I love it. Ivan Franco's ready to go. Love it. I'm excited. I'm pumped for this week. Week, new opportunities. Let's rock. Okay, so let's look at futures. Dow futures up 130 on the Dow. Nasdaq up 60 and S&P up 17 handles at 32.41. Looking at here, the VIX is down 3%. Dollar is up slightly, 0.32%. Crude oil is down about 0.5%. Bitcoin now flat. U.S. Treasury bonds slightly lower. Copper's up slightly, and gold is down slightly. I do have some GLD calls, the 150s. They are down a little bit, but again, patience will pay off here. Again, we've seen this bounce off that 100-day moving average on GLD. We're holding calls for the end of the week, so we're rocking and rolling. Okay, so a couple things I want to look at before I answer some of the questions. Tesla breakout. Take a look at Tesla. Beautiful here on the 1-hour chart. 674 now. Again, it's a beautiful move. You can see here, almost here, a ascending triangle, and then you could see 679. Maybe take a look at some 700s. It could be expensive because it's Monday, so just keep an eye on it. But Tesla will be on our radar. Disney reports tomorrow, but it is breaking out on the 1-hour. Could be a play for today because tomorrow they report, so maybe we can get a same-day trade there. Again, I'm looking at Disney. Nice recovery here, but again, still pretty bearish on the downside for the 1-hour. But if we look at the 4-hour here, you can see just selling off from 153 to now 139. Should break out here. Looks like we filled that gap. We should be able to tap the 100-day moving average, which will go on 142 on the 4-hour chart. Anything else on SPY? Again, I have some support levels I talked about on the last YouTube channel, the weekly video. Again, 321 to 64 to the downside. I'm still leaning kind of bearish this week because of the China thing and all this stuff with the coronavirus, but looks like we had just everyone bullish after the Super Bowl, so who knows? I mean, I wasn't expecting that at all. I thought we'd get gapped down, especially with China open up down about 9%. But again, looks like the flight to U.S. equities is still the play. Looks like everyone kind of priced it in on Friday, and then everyone's kind of building back. But again, we still need a little more. We were down 600 points on Friday in the Dow. We're only up 127 on futures. So let's see how the ball rolls here. And we got a lot of economic data this week. So again, let's be patient and let's see how the market comes to us and see how we go. All right, so let's answer some questions. Ivan asked, hey, Carlos, ready to crush the week? I see this. I just talked about this. Perfect. I'm telling you, man, these guys right here. Also, come Chinese stocks are tanking like no tomorrow, but stocks in Baidu, but not yet. So again, I don't want to test the theory with real money. So again, I like BABA long term, don't get me wrong. But again, for the most part, we're tapping the 100-day moving average on BABA on the 1-hour chart. But it's still very bearish. If there's a target to the upside I want to see is maybe 215, but 221 would be the nice break to confirm a move to the upside. I still think we get a little more downside. Anything China related still makes me kind of nervous because a lot more headlines can come in, and I don't want to test the waters with my own money or your money. So again, let's confirm, let's make sure to react and not predict what we think is going to happen. Juan says, good morning. What do I think about Apple? Apple took a little bit of a hit, obviously, last week, but we know now they're down today because of the China store closings. Again, Apple has exposure in China. I like Apple here, again, for the stock. If it breaks below 300, guys, I'm going to buy some shares personally. I want to go and buy some. I think Apple's an amazing company, cash machine, and I think it's a discount here. But again, it moves very close to the market. Had an amazing quarter, amazing earnings. Again, this is priced in with China. So there's more of a catalyst than it is an underlying deal with the company itself. But when it comes to trading here, again, it could be a put, but again, I'd rather break 300 for some puts. Let's see. Daniel asked, can I talk about oil in detail? Oil, again, what you're seeing in crude is just lack of demand. Again, a lot more fracking out there. You're not seeing a lot of companies in crude markets. Let's go and break it down from the beginning. Crude oil companies drillers, processors, refiners. Again, they're heavily in debt, what we call highly leveraged. Again, they have to borrow money to continue operations. And that's not good for me as an investor in their balance sheet. So again, these kind of big companies, look at CVX, look at Exxon down. Again, I don't want to test these companies. I don't want to buy low here, especially a falling knife. Looking at crude, again, you have a stronger dollar, number one, and crude oil demand is low. Again, more e-vehicles out there, more fracking. So again, Saudi Arabia and all these guys drilling, it doesn't make a difference because they're just piling more inventory into the market. So it brings demand lower. You can see crude at 51. I wouldn't be surprised if we tap 45. Crude oil is now in a bear market, which is 20% off its highs. So again, I don't want to touch anything crude right now to the long side. If you're looking for puts, be careful because oil futures can be very expensive. But if you play oil companies, again, the volume may or not be there. So I'd rather you just move to something else with higher volume. Everyone buying the dip for right now, it is. Yes, Swan says, what do you think about LK, Lunkin Coffee? I've been asked about that a lot. Lunkin Coffee is gapping up slightly. But again, anything China, guys, I just don't feel like playing right now. I don't want to go long on something China, especially with headline risk. It's just not worth your money, not worth the theory. So again, let's confirm we get out of this crap with this coronavirus, and then we can start looking at some China companies on the cheap. But right now, I mean, I just don't want to touch it. I don't want to risk your money. AMD, ascending triangle. And you could see, yeah, AMD, the semiconductors are getting hit. So that could be another play. AMD, MU, NVIDIA. So AMD, you could see tapping the lows. 4611 is my level to the downside. If we break that, then I would look to get some puts. Let's look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA, same deal. You can almost see the same chart. Again, we can kind of play a little bit of alert here at 234.45. I'll place an alert there for you guys. If we break that MU, you can see just the high of 60.75 and back down we go. I have an alert at 52.70, right below that fib, right below that low. Once we break that, then we can start playing that. I like the semis if you want to play some puts today. Again, they are very weak here. I think this here will get a dump in the morning, from my opinion, but we may end green today in the markets. But it doesn't matter. You stay patient, you wait for your shot like a sniper. Don't jump into anything just because. Take your time. Take your time, guys. Any other questions here? AMD should be a nice put if we break. So I just want to wait on that. Let's see if there are any questions here. Any other questions, guys? You guys came on fire. Hope everyone had a great Super Bowl Sunday. Congratulations to the Chiefs. I personally lost some money to my friends, about 150 bucks. But on the squares, I won. So kind of broke even there. A little bit. I was only down like 30 bucks. I won like $120 on the squares, on the final score. So all's well that ends well. Apple calls long term. Are they in discount right now? Their fundamentals are strong in my opinion. Apple is great long term. I just don't want to buy long-term calls. Remember, we don't like calls long-term. We want to buy calls that are short-term because that gets more profit. If you want to own Apple, I would wait for 300 to break. If 300 breaks, then we can start targeting 285, 295, those kind of levels and get a discount. I'd rather have that before I start testing here. So again, 300 to break, that'll give us an opportunity to see if we can get Apple on the cheap. I agree with you. It's a great, great company. I will personally be adding to my position. Disney, we talked about Disney already. Dylan, again, breakout here. But again, I want to see kind of a break of 143-ish. Let's see how the volume is. But tomorrow, the earnings report comes out. So again, be very careful. XBI puts. I want to say XBI is... XBI, I want to say... Well, XBI, I can tell you right now, probably doesn't have a lot of volume. But again, you could see definitely a downside. But we're gapping up here about $1. So rather not test that. I would put an alert if I were you at 91.80, if that's the case to the upside, if you want to get there. But if you go to the downside, you'd have to break 88 to the downside, guys. But again, XBI never really has options volume anyways. Thanks, Carlos. What about the graph on oil? I had a friend commenting on yesterday. I agree with the bearish fundamentals, but I want to view in the graph. Okay, so I can bring up the CL crude oil futures chart. Let me see if I can get that. Okay, so you can see crude is just completely going to the downside. So let's kind of see, let's back up a little bit. Let's take a look at a daily, and you can see we're almost breaking down support. Huge daily support right at 50.92. So again, we're like a buck away from that level, or maybe 60 cents, 50 cents away. And you can see how crude has hit almost a double top. And then now here, we need to go ahead and test this new bottom, 50.92, the 78.6 fib on oil, crude oil. So let's take a look at a weekly, and that's where I put my fibs here, and you could see, I mean, it can get all the way down to 40, guys. So again, 50, 50, 89, 50, 95 would probably be your level for the breakdown. But again, we're tapping support. We're knocking on that door. It should be able to break. So again, that's how we look on the chart. Daniel. Cisco puts, man, you really like asking questions on stocks that never have options. So they never have options, guys. Cisco rarely has good options. Again, if you want to play puts, 45.84 to the downside on the hourly. I'm not even going to put an alert because they never have options volume. Checkpoint earnings. I don't know what checkpoint is. You're welcome, Dylan. Cat puts. Yeah, let's take a look at Caterpillar. You can see just more downside. Industrial, guys. Industrials are taking a hit just like crude oil is. So you could see breakdown 130, 135. Looks interesting. Very, very interesting here. We are tapping lows. 128, 125 could be the target. I have to see the options volume in the morning. Caterpillar does have options volume sometimes, so that's something we could look at. So a couple of things on my watch list. I'm watching Apple. I'm watching Disney. I'm watching Tesla today. And I'm also going to be watching AMD for puts. Everything else, also GLD, which I have. But again, GLD, gold is very interesting because as the market went up, so did gold. Again, gold is a defense against monetary policy and more printing of money from the Fed. So the way lower rates go, it weakens the dollar, gold goes up. So again, gold is not as much as of a binary trade as, oh, SPY puts or SPY calls. You can still have gold go up even when the market is up. So just keep that in mind. It's not as binary as SPY is. We're going to find those options volume posts on IG. The options volume you can find anytime yourself. You just go to trade on TOS, Thinkorswim, and then you type in what you want. You'll see the options volume here. Or you can go to scan, and then you just type in 10,000 volume, and then you just scan it how you want. But you're talking about that actual chart most active. I get that on Twitter, and I just retweeted from an actual other account. But you can find it on bar chart too. You're not going to get it right now because the market's not open and it's delayed. But bar chart would be the way to go. Delayed meaning the information coming out. I don't know what Checkpoint Software Tech is, Jay. I'm sorry. They have 5,000 open interest. Open interest means nothing to me. I don't care about open interest. I care about volume. That's the thing I care about. VXRT stock is up 100% since Friday. God, you guys asked really the most weird ones. Again, this is a penny stock, guys. I love you guys. I love you, Juan. But no, I'm not looking at a penny stock. Come on. We're better than that. Be better than a penny stock. Better than that. We're not messing around with VXRT. All right, any other questions before we end this call? Carlos, do you have your opinion on the coronavirus? Do you think it was actually made in a lab, but actually it's for Now you're asking me something that I have no idea on. I think it's a horrific thing that's going on. Obviously, the mortality rate is down, but to even speculate this was a biological weapon is above me. I don't know. I almost don't want to know. That's really scary stuff. So with that being said, I mean, I hope that we don't have people making biological weapons to hurt each other like that, like we're Resident Evil. I hope not. But would I put it past the Chinese government? No. But again, I don't know. God, it's terrible to even think. MU, we talked about Pierre. MU, again, just like all the semiconductors, NVIDIA and AMD, again, tapping the lows. 5270 is my alert to the downside on MU. That's what I'm looking for. And AMD, one more look. 4611 is my alert. All right, guys, we'll end it there. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment on all of our videos. We really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for checking us out this morning. I got to get back to my team. We'll catch you guys for tomorrow's morning note. And if you guys want me to do an afternoon little kind of Q&A, let me know in the comment section, and I'll go ahead and see what we could do. Have a great one, guys. Enjoy your Monday. Have a great week.